just got back here, got all set up. It's super quiet, really strong wind blowing around. You probably hear it on the mic right now. So walking through tall grass and everything, not a big deal. Good wind the whole way. And I get to the spot, and it is pristine. It is perfect. It's exactly what I hoped it would be. I did a lot of scouting this winter in like February and March, and I've been to a lot of the areas that I found, and they're all grown over, and they look nasty and gnarly, and they're not good. This spot, on the other hand, is perfect. It's exactly what I was hoping it would be. It's actually a bed right under my stand after I got everything set up. Made my last trip down to grab my gear, and there's a bed right there with a bunch of poop in it. I was like, oh geez, good spot, huh? But I got this huge oak flat out in front of me, and it's pretty thick. It's not like your typical oak flat that's open. There's a lot of underbrush in there, and that keeps a lot of hunters out and creates great bedding for the deer, because they can see well enough that they can see people approaching, but they can't, but people can't really hunt them in there. So you got that oak flat, and then adjacent to that oak flat in distance from me is like some really thick like bedding area. I mean, it's thicker than thick, like stuff you don't even want to walk through in the winter thick. So that's really good. And then in between me and them, there's this little grassy knoll that I'm on, and then there's a swamp that's like 100 yards wide. So they gotta walk through that swamp. They come up onto this grassy knoll, feed around in here, mill around and whatnot, and then they head out to the ag behind me, which is private land. And it's just a perfect setup. And I mean, I got a great vantage point. I can see everything. My only concern is my lack of cover, but I think the wind and just the fact that I don't think anyone ever hunts this, is gonna keep me from being picked out right away. So I have super high hopes for tonight. I think this is gonna be a premium spot. I'm just excited. Sometimes you just hang that perfect tree stand in that perfect set, and you're like, oh yeah, this is perfect. This is one of those days. They don't come often, but when they do, they are good. So I'm gonna stop talking, flip around, record a few pan shots, whatnot. Hopefully, in a few more shot segments here, you'll see a deer, or two, or three, maybe even a nice buck. I don't know, but I got my hopes high.
Man, what a night out in the woods. Like, this cold front just got them up on their feet. The wind allowed me to sneak in there, got out there without sweating, got my stand set up by like 4:30 or so. And I saw a deer, 2 does right away at 5:15, another one at 5:30. Then I had 3 more come in around 6 o'clock, and I almost shot that front doe. She wouldn't step out from behind those branches, and she kind of had me pinned at from 50 yards, all the way as close as she got. I think she got to like 25. She had me picked out in the tree, but she just didn't know what I was because the wind was in my favor. But she blew out of there anyway, and then I had those 2 fawns come in late. And I could have shot both of them, but to be honest, I'm over a mile back in the woods, and I am not gonna haul all my crap out to haul, you know, my Cafaro bag and all my my kill kit out there, and you know, work on a 60-pound doe. It's just not worth it to me at that distance. I'm gonna wait for that big doe to come in, shoot her, and then I'll really put in the effort. And instead of, you know, 20 pounds of meat like you'd get with a fawn, I'm gonna get, you know, 60, 70 pounds with a big mature doe. The only way that could have been better is if a big buck came out. I mean, for real, one of the best nights I've ever had on public land. And just getting set up between that bedding area and that food source, those 3 mature does that came through in the beginning at around 5 o'clock, they were in some thick bedding down to the south of me, and they just went straight to the ag fields. I mean, they were out in that ag field at 5:30. That's way early. I mean, an hour and a half early before dark, and that just doesn't happen on public land. I mean, anybody who knows, who hunts all the time out on public, it's rare. It's extremely rare. So that tells me that that area is really unpressured. There's hardly any hunters ever back there, and it's kind of my new secret little honey hole. And I got to be careful about when I hunt it, because I don't want to burn it out, and I don't want to just jump in there and start pushing them all out, because I did blow out, you know, that mom 2 fawns, and both those other fawns, they both blew out of there, so they know I'm there now. So kind of got to move my stand a little bit, go into a different tree, maybe, you know, go 50, 60, 70 yards further in. I don't know exactly yet, but when you get picked in a tree, you don't want to return to that tree, you know, day after day, because they're gonna pick it, they're gonna figure out, and then they're just not gonna show up. They're gonna wait until dark and come out after dark, or they're gonna use a totally different route, and then you're gonna be, you know, lost again. You're gonna have to start from square one. So once you find those areas, you know, make sure you use them sparingly and on the right days. And high winds, cold fronts, just perfect. It worked out awesome. Couldn't be happier. But yeah, tomorrow will probably be another good day if I can get out, if work will let me get out, and then the weekend should be good too. So I don't know. If you don't hunt cold fronts and high wind days, you better start. It's too good. It's just too good not to be out there. Catch you later, guys.